What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the garage. Yay! Happy Thursday to everybody. We will give some people some time to show up. You know how it goes. DFCO, what's going on? What up, Andrew? Hey, Tommy. Can I do an E78? What am I doing with an E78? Hey, James. Hey, Mike. Friday, you gotta rub it in. Friday morning for Andrew down under. What a chump. What a punk. What a loser. Rubbing it in. I don't want to hear it. Oh, da, 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 da.
You got it, dude.
Tuning one with narrow bands. What kind of mods you got going on? Better check my hair, make sure everything's looking copacetic over here. Make sure I'm looking good on the stream. We're going to be starting a giveaway here in a bit. So make sure you stick around. And buy better. What do you mean, ICT? And buy better what? Hey man, I think I can't chew anymore. My nails waiting on the core to have an update. What up, Elliot? I don't know what I can say, De La Soul. I've got to watch what I say. It is coming out. I promise you. There will be a core released. Yeah, so you ain't doing a cruise if you got LS3 heads. What up, Koba? We're going to open this up. It's 8 o'clock. I'm going to start out. Let's see here. Doop, 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 doop. Let's see. Membership gifting. I'm going to give away 5 memberships. What up, Cole? If you do not know how to accept gift memberships, I suggest you search. So you know, I'm in Pittsburgh. Because on our giveaway, members are going to get an extra ticket. So members have more of a chance to win. What up, Durfloor? Good to see you, man. Been loving the updates on the LS Mopar. It's coming along. It's looking good. Do, 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 do. Oh, Chevy for life. Congrats. If he's not in here, he will be. New stuff. New stuff. I got the 4-post lift installed. There's no way in hell I'm going to fit the Chevelle underneath the Nova. But it's nice to have one. Dude, I never think about it. I need to, but I never think about it. Nicholas, glad to hear it, brother. Glad to hear it. Okay, we're going to do a giveaway for a $50 Summit gift card. So, it should be starting now. Instructions to enter will pop up. There it is. Exclamation point raffle. Feel free to join in. We got 20 minutes on it. So I took the VE table with MAF OE and it works great. So, Mike, in theory, if you don't change anything on the duct for the MAF, it will not need tuned. Oh man, had to buy a home AC unit. Honestly, Andrew, I do not know if they post Australia. It would probably not be worth it. Probably get $50 worth of parts, and it costs you $130 to have it shipped. Sorry if you're not somewhere that Summit Racing supports. But as I was saying, I got the 4-post lift installed. I've actually got the funny thing about it is I had to crawl underneath the Nova and take the starter out and adjust it to even be able to get the Nova on the lift. So I'm sitting there in my driveway with a jack and a jack stand under the Nova on my back on asphalt, pulling the starter out so I could then pull my Nova on the lift. Hey TJ, be careful. Yeah, it was kind of, I don't know. It was a goat rope. You would call it a goat rope. Other than that, I haven't done much this week. I gotta get the Hellcat on there. Tried looking on the beta version of the ECM editor and didn't see DFCO disable. That's weird. That Tommy, what are you working on? Did I miss it? Did you say what you're working on? Let's see here. Elliot says, I just finished a tune on 05 Silverado with 450 crate. Dialed in except for when I reverse and park, it will stall. Elliot, what are you tuning on? Like what hardware, what ECU? Nicholas, I am a supervisor for automation, oil field automation. Yeah, I try to make it 2 members, but I guess I made it 3 tickets for members. So if you pay your $2 a month or whatever, you get a little extra out of it. Trying to keep it spicy for members. Stock ECM with HB tuners, Elliot, is going to be your base idle airflow. So you'll want to log, see what your map is reading in pounds per hour at idle. Say you're targeting 800 and it's saying that you're doing 115 pounds per hour. If you go and look at your base idle airflow, you're probably about 90 in that area. You need to just bump that whole table up until it's close to what you see on the map. If you overshoot it, what will happen is it will hang the throttle instead of stalling. Going into the automation field as well. Sweet, Nicholas. It's been very good for me. I enjoy it. I highly enjoy doing automation work, even though I don't do as much. Okay, so you got a 2015 GMC Sierra 2500 with the E78. That's what I thought. Okay, that makes more sense. But it's very odd that you say that the beta version did not have the DFCO disable. I downloaded the new beta today on my laptop. More interested to see if they've implemented any of the scanner change suggestions I sent to them. But they haven't. I used to work with Adam Brawley PLCs. Not anymore. I'm on the production side, so I work with RTUs. Command 16-1, it doesn't stall. Well, I mean, you've leaned it out enough to make enough power to overcome the lack of airflow. It's just that the throttle is closing too much. Is it, Elliot, is it drive-by-wire or drive-by-cable? Because if it's drive-by-cable, then it's going to be IAC needs dialed in. So, and it's essentially your IAC needs to be around 80. Shoot for 80 on the IAC. I don't know why all the tuning you do aren't in the same spots as the others. You would have to elaborate, Tommy. Got tack, so it's drive-by-wire? Yep, so it'll be the base idle airflow then, Elliot. Guarantee you it's too low. Pretty common issue. Good to see some new faces in here. I need a haircut. My hair's looking crazy.
Whoop.
Yes, I need to get the Hellcat on the lift and replace the factory widebands. I have a sneaking suspicion that one of them is not reading correctly. So I want to just go ahead and replace them before I start throwing parts on. Did you have any issues with virtual torque? I wanted to change something, but it wouldn't let me. No, I've never had any issues with virtual torque not letting me make changes. That's a new one on me. Has anybody else seen that? You know, somebody said something about that, and then they uninstalled and reinstalled the editor, and it let them, if I remember correctly. A couple months ago, they ran into that issue. So maybe it could be something as simple as that. Increase the airflow 2%. Set the first 3 cells of the Stoic to 14.5 and the rest 14.3. Yeah, that'd work. Oh, you're talking about on the Stoic table. TJ says that you have to use the beta. You can't do virtual torque on the non-beta. I don't even know what they're doing on the non-beta anymore. It's like, what? Okay. That does not make sense. But I will be honest with you guys. I have not ran the non-beta version in 4 or 5 years now. But my LTFT on the scanner says 14 across the board. Some of the STFTs are negative 14, positive 14, so you're 14% rich, effectively. So you've got too much. No, that would be 14% lean. It'd be negative 14 if you're rich. So you're still 14%. So you got a couple options. You could turn off LTFTs and just use your short terms and copy and paste those over to correction because they're in percentage effectively. And then once you get your short terms where they're close, you can turn your LTFTs back on if you want the long terms. There's arguments for and against, and I'm kind of neutral on it nowadays. I don't really care. No, De La Soul. The core will be for off-road use or pre-74 use, whatever year it is. So it'll be like the Terminator and the Dominator. Technically, those are for off-road use only. They'll CYA. Oh, I'm neutral on whether or not you turn the LTFTs on or off. Some people don't like to turn them on. Whenever they do a tune, they'll turn them off and leave them off. Some people turn them off, then turn them back on whenever they're done. Me, depending on what I'm tuning, I may leave the long terms on the entire time. So, on the Hellcat, I always have long terms on. Granted, I've got factory wide bands, but even on the Silverado, I leave them on that one because the closed loop narrowband operation on the Silverado is pretty solid. But I also do some crazy math in the background to add the long-term, short-terms, and the error from the wideband in. How to turn them off? Underneath oxygen sensor, there should be probably enabled by ECT. Dude, I love the Hellcat ICT car guy. It is literally one of my favorite cars I've ever owned. Off topic, but I bought an AEM wideband from HP Tuners. I have an MPVI 1 Pro, but every time on the software and starts data log, wideband channel disappears. Any solution? So, if you're using the Pro and you're on an MPVI-1 Pro that has the inputs built into the Pro, you got to make sure that you're using the correct channels. So let me open the scanner up over here. Let's put it on the old whiteboard so everybody can see it. Specifically, whenever you go into add channels, you got to make sure that you're using one of your analogs from here. Anywhere else, it's not going to read right and it will disappear. So if it's on channel 1, we bring it in on AD input 1. Then we come in, and that's whenever we go into transform and we use our transform options. So say it's a 300300. Boom. If you're not doing that, it will disappear. Evap purge messes with LTFT. I'm sure it does. It shouldn't, though. I would think that evap purge would disable learn. Yeah, good luck, Isaac. What else going on? It's awful quiet in here. Small crowd tonight. I'm giving away a $50 gift card. Nobody's showing up to win. Gonna make it easy. Somebody's gonna win. I've got money on. It's probably gonna be dirt floor. Have I dealt with any GM 4 cylinders? No. I've looked at the tunes, but I've never dove in. DFCO, I ordered one. I ordered the Mini. I have not started using it yet. It's downstairs on the chargers. Yes, exactly, Tommy. Set the min to 400 and the max to 10, and then it'll never stop. Or never go into long terms. And if you're logging it, you can verify because it'll just show zeros on your long-term graph. Watching the new Mission Impossible movie. I don't know if I've seen that one or yet. Maybe. I used to use the standard version because I could change the ZF8 trans shift map to only one shift map instead of it jumping around. Ah, gotcha. Well, that's my preferred way too, Mike, is open loop and lambda. Yeah. I'm anxious to. I'm going to wait till Saturday, whenever I have a full day to dedicate to getting her trained up. Welcome, Roy McLean. I need to change the little zombie guy. That's like a default thing. The DFCO disable. You should have DFCO disable. Oh, bro, Power Master, man. Okay. Mike, as somebody that has used Power Masters and somebody that had to crawl under their Nova to take their Power Master off, don't get the Infinity Clock version. Skip that one. Tommy, what'd you say your truck was? Let me see if I've got a... Let me see if I've got a comparable tune that has the E78 that we can look at. What was the craziest thing I've tuned? I tuned a Land Rover with an LSA swap in it from Iceland that had balloon tires that was used for driving on glaciers and stuff like that. Let me see what I got. I probably don't have a cruise tune, to be honest with you. Half ton, half ton, half ton, half ton. Oh, there's a cruise. Is this the right ECU though? Let me see if it's an E78. Hey Nelson, I have not taken. Are you talking about the Global B one? I haven't taken the Global B one yet. Okay, here's an E78. You're right. It's a cruise. It's an E78. So if we go under engine, fuel, what is DFCO? Fuel, DFCO. DFCO right here in the middle. Disable hysteresis, enable. So this is saying at 32 degrees and above, it would enable. So max, we can take that up to 490. And then if you want to, you could also do the enable speed and all this stuff and max this crap out. Take it up to like 300. Then we'll make the disable speed like 290. That should turn your DFCO off. Nelson. I have not, as I said, not taken the Global B course yet. I'd have to go back and check. I'm guessing it's Australian, since Andrew is from Australia. I got 2 minutes left on the raffle. If you have not joined, exclamation point raffle on the speed. Maxed it out. This is enable speed. I went to 300. Didn't necessarily max it out. I put it. Oh yeah, sorry. I mean, hey, this you can go back and watch this also, Tommy. So after this stream, you can review. Enable speed, we went up to 300. Disable speed, I put it at 290. So essentially, you're always going to be under the disable speed, which will have it. Dude, Australia is just the southern Texas. The south of the equator, Texas. Takes you like a minimum of 3 hours to get to the next town. It's all the same. Good questions by some new people. It's good seeing some new people in here. Oh, TJ, smart man. Joined up so you get your 3 tickets instead of 1. You sneaky. The good news is TJ will not win. Which one are you thinking about taking, Nelson? I enjoy them. I need to take the Global B course because whenever I approach Global B, I approached it from I'm going to try and figure this out like I always do. I've kind of slacked on shooting videos. Honestly, I've not adjusted the tune on the truck in months. It's been pretty decent. It's too rich. I need to fix that. But I'm interested to see if some of the theories that I was testing align with what they do. Tuning, the nice thing about tuning is there's more than one way to skin a cat. But at the same time, there's correct ways and there is incorrect ways. And I generally try. Oh yeah, neural network. That's the fun stuff. Go watch my latest Dodge stuff, man. You've already won. You're on my list of stuff I've got to get done tomorrow, TJ. So I always try to understand the process of how the vehicle is being controlled and approach it from, let's utilize the way this was designed to work in order for it to be tuned properly. And that's why whenever we're getting into this neural networking stuff, it really, to tune these vehicles properly, you have to be able to tackle the neural network. That is the correct way, as long as there is variable timing on these things. And in the case of GM, that's just the correct way. You're not going to get away from the neural network. GM is not nice enough to provide you with an SD table in order to tune an SD table if you put an aftermarket cam in. So, what I try to do in my free time, whenever you guys are not seeing me behind the camera on these videos, is I try a whole bunch of harebrained ideas in figuring out what is the best way to collect the data and apply the data to produce the best process for tuning. Exactly, Mike. There is no one right answer. Unless there is. But I am always excited to hear what other people have developed and stuff like that. You know, it goes back to doing the math and VE at the same time and some of the stuff. Yeah, awesome, Tommy. Glad to hear it. Evo, when are you going to support remote tuning Global B with neural networking? I don't know. That's a good question. It's probably a ways off. And it's not that I don't feel comfortable doing it. It's that I have not process that I want to do to go through it. What will put more load on an engine? Less timing. So, you got to think that load is resistance on the engine. My keyboard just decided to disconnect. Load is the resistance on the engine. And so if you reduce the timing, you're reducing the power, you're allowing the resistance to pull the engine down more. Whereas if you advance the timing, you're creating more torque, we'll say. And that's the big thing in torque tuning. And that's why you can use timing as a general idea. I hear you, Mike. Started changing closed loop O2 settings, gain all redness. Green light in a few days instead of a few weeks. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, our timer is up. I'm going to give a last call. If you have not entered the raffle for the $50 Summit gift card, ! Raffle. See you, Andrew. Thank you as always, brother. To the kiddos, I said, hey from America. Enjoy your weekend. ! Raffle. And we will draw here in a minute or two. How detrimental is the flex fuel on the tune? What do you mean, Tommy? You need to elaborate on that. Shouldn't be detrimental at all if you're running straight gas. Can you turn it off? Yeah, you can turn it off. If you're running straight gas, turn it off. It won't make a damn bit of difference. Essentially, if you have a flex fuel sensor enabled vehicle, it's just going to correct based off of a couple of modifier tables on there. So go back and look at I've got an old video that talks about adding flex fuel, and it's going to go through kind of what tables are involved with it. And they're all going to be based on alcohol. So if you go through and look through like spark and stuff like that, it doesn't impact the tune. I mean, it's just not going to use any of the modifier tables. Oh, wait a second. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Okay, do it again. Schmidt, Evo, fast. Do it again. It's because you're making power. Is there a good way to deal with cam surge bucking? You can try widening your error correction for timing. Trying to run 80-pound injectors on a car, but the flow rate versus KPA doesn't go high enough. How would I tackle this? Nicholas, you need to scale the tune. Let me see if I can find the video. Doop, 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 doop. Okay, here we go. Efficiency goes down 30%. Yeah, it literally does, because it takes, well, the efficiency goes down 30%. You get more power. You know, so it's like some situations doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Now, gas is almost like 93 octanes, almost $5 a gallon up here. And E85 is less than $3 a gallon. So it's kind of a push, in my opinion. But on something like the Hellcat, it makes a huge difference. Huge difference. Like 20 horsepower difference just by enabling flex fuel. So, yeah, it's I honestly never pay attention whenever I'm pumping gas, because you gotta have it. And so I just pump it. But I was pumping gas in the truck the other day, and I looked at it and I was like, oh my God. No, not necessarily. I wouldn't think it would, you know. If you don't have stuff that's rated for E85, though, it will disintegrate rubber. So if you've got flex fuel vehicle, you're good to go. Most modern vehicles, the lines and stuff are perfectly fine. Okay, we're closing entries, and yeah, ICT, it is. It's good. It's around about 8 PSI. So I don't know what the price of 87 is out here, Dirt Floor. De La Soul, congratulations. You have won the $50 Summit gift card. Look at that. De La Soul, just send me an email to info@GoRopeGarage. Let me know that you won, and I will get one and email it back to you. Congrats, brother. Hey, Jerry. Long time no see. TJ, you won something else already. So I was going to draw again if you won this time. $2.95 for regular. Oh yeah, a lot of them, Mike, are calculated. You're telling me, Jerry. I've got so much yard work to do this weekend that I'm not going to be able to do as much car stuff as I need. Exactly, like Mike said. Sounds good, Tommy. We're wrapping up anyways. You guys, $450 for 87 in California. That is highway robbery. Ugh. Ugh. Head to Branson for a week. Well, Schmidt, enjoy it. Hey, $3 free. I'd be all over it. I'd be all over it. Okay, let's wrap it up for this Thursday. Oh, Nick. Should I change my Stoic AFR for switching to E85, or should I just change it in my map VE tables? So in theory, if you're going to run straight E85 and you know that's 85%, you should be able to adjust your stoic table to get there. I would do both though. So I would change the stoic and then I would go back and do the MAF and VE tables for the E85. But make sure it's true E85, man. You don't want to be running 60 to 65%. So be aware, out of the pump, it's never 85%. If you can get it up to 80, it's a good pump. Go back to that place. Most places are in the 60 to 70 range. Car goes into PE, it feels like a surge in power, not coming on soon enough. Maybe coming on too hard, Cole. Maybe lower your enrichment rate a little bit. Man, corn smells so good anyways. Listen, we're wrapping it up. We're calling it a night. I got 3 hours of sleep last night. Listen, you guys know the drill. Thanks for stopping by on another Thursday. De La Soul, don't forget to email me. info@GoatRopeGarage, you know the drill. And with that, ABT, always be tuning.